Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Gang time in it. Gang time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend. Gang time. Run it up. 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 Run it up, run it up. You gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog, so the day that you finally pop off, you'll see it's not just a once off. You put in time, the harvest is ready, it's right. I thank God for the payment. That's a solid foundation. When I finally make it.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They go play action now. Wilson. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Zach Wilson with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They go play action here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But one thing we certainly know,
He likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Open man is Thielen is complete. And he will have a Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And some room to work. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Wheeler dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and put their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say, job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Up the middle they go. Yarbrough. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
The Falcons at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been very disciplined, very focused in their business.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
He's going to have the first down and then some.
Touchdown!
Well, forget about the weapons that are wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
They run the counter with Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Part of their struggles. These negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something I have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Wheeler. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted.
And the Falcons will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
The rookie was trying to push him downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your line, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. After one, a 14-3 ball game. From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson.
And complete to Drake London. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On third down, Yarbrough. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Play action. Now Wilson. Going deep downfield for Ross. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, the first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Wilson. This pass is caught by London. Touchdown, Falcons! Drake London, his first touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Looking to throw on second down. Wheeler. And his throw is incomplete.
With a good quarterback out there, you definitely got to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
To throw on third down. Wheeler. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And that'll bring up fourth down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Ross on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
On third down, Wilson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 3 before being taken down. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! Hard!
Now a handoff up the middle. Yarbrough. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On second down now, Yarbrough, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The offense on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Throwing is Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So it was 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. I'm not sure that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all, but the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us, let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Marlon Davidson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. Operating from the gun. Wheeler. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on third down.
Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Wheeler.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Casey Hayward.
And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Wilson. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And the Falcons are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Tries out 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Disrupting that play and dropping it was Arnold Ebiketie. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Wheeler. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Back to the air on 2nd down. Wheeler. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already. Bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll bring this one inside the 35.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On 1st down, Yarbrough. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That is caught inside the 5. And the Falcons are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll run on 1st down. Yarbrough, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Wheeler. And Cook has it, left side. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an open.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, 30 yards. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
From the 29, Wilson is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Taken from just outside the 30. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Throwing to start the drive. Wheeler out route here, going to Hunt. He's got it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Wheeler. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all games. They went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect. So the play results in no gain.
snap as they'll look to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
49 yards on the ground for him so far.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Falcons on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Yarbrough. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. I guess he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Operating from the gun. Wheeler over the middle, complete. It's Hunt. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got room. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 38 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they got this one well in hand. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Now Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, caught by London. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 32-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
74 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Throwing again on second and 10. Wilson got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Aku just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, good return up past the 30. He's at the 40, 20, 10. ahead, and he will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They go play action now. Wilson. And this is taken in at the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kyle Pitts, 43 yards. And the Falcons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken in at the 3. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Forced out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wheeler. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Ready, set.
On first down, Wheeler puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Falcons grab it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Back to throw again.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And the Vikings are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
They'll run with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Dalvin Cook
with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Falcons,
they move to 7-1 on the year with the victory.
And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.
I told you I'd be ready. You always got excuses and you know I be on top of things. Punctual with my proper name. On the dot is not your aim. Although we in love, we are not the same. I hit you on that celly. You said you needed 5, that was more than 12 ago. Claim you got your hands tied, time stuck like Velcro. Georgia peach on 3 sides like it's ATL. You lacking, you tripping.